If you've ever caught yourself halfway through a new program, a new strategy, or a new content plan and thought, I don't think this is it, this episode is for you. Shiny object syndrome is a real problem. And today we're going to talk about the 3 questions you should be asking yourself before you make a new strategy, because it isn't a focus problem, it's a messaging one. Welcome to the Brand Bridge, the podcast for growth ready women entrepreneurs who are ready to build a personal brand with structure without compromise. My name is Melissa, and today we're going to be talking about shiny object syndrome and how it's not a focus problem. It's actually a messaging one. So it's really important when you are building your business, when you're building your brand, to know what your message is. And this is the reason why so many women entrepreneurs get stuck, is because they don't actually know and aren't able to articulate what they want to say and what they bring to the table for the clients that they feel called to serve. So this is such a key problem, and I see it over and over again. And it's actually the reason why I decided to focus on brand and building a brand, because I actually started my business as a social media manager. And through working with clients, I realized that nobody, or not a lot of people, the clients I was working with at least, didn't really know who their clients were, who they were supposed to be talking to, and what was their foundational message that they are here to share. And so that's what really drew my attention to wanting to focus on brand development, because it's such a key part to your business. We don't realize how much not knowing what your message is actually keeping you stuck from talking to the right people, because and that's why we overthink, that's why we second guess, because we don't know what that message is, and we don't know who specifically it is for. And when you can really get that aligned, your message then becomes the anchor for your business so that you can reach the right people. But it starts with knowing what your message is. So there are 3 questions we're going to talk about right now that you need to be asking yourself before you decide to do another strategy, or to change your content, or to copy that guru who's telling you to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to talk about the 3 questions you need to ask yourself before you do your next piece of content, your next strategy, to help you attract and connect to the right clients. So the first question is, who am I actually equipped to help? So there's people that we think we should be helping, and then there's the people that we actually are here to help. And we get caught up with all the advice and all the gurus and all the people saying, solve this kind of problem, solve that kind of problem. And it actually distracts you from what you are here and what you are called to do. You have been equipped. You carry something. You have an assignment on your name. And there's people who are connected to that. There are people who need that and need it exactly the way that you present it, and the solution that you bring, they need it that way, that specific way. So when you think, oh, I'm going to do this, or I should do that, and you're getting distracted by all the programs and all the like YouTube channels and workshops and freebies and lead magnets, and you're trying all kinds of different things, you aren't getting to where you want to be, because you're being distracted by the tactics, when you need to understand, what do I carry? Who am I equipped to help? What is my story? What is my experience? And who is that here to help? So that's question 1. Who am I actually equipped to help? And the second question is, what specific outcome do I help them reach? So there are so many things that we can do in our business, right? There's so many things that we can be passionate about. There's so many things that we can love. But at the end of the day, your clients are looking for a specific outcome. And as experts, this happens so often, all the time, is that we know what our clients need, but they actually don't know what they need. That's the problem that happens when with messaging, with content, when you're putting things out there, you're talking about what people need and you're not talking about what they're actually searching for, the outcome, the transformation that you bring. You keep talking about, well, you need this and you need that. But when they're going into Google, when they're going into AI and they're looking for a solution, they aren't using the words that you use. They are using their own words and they are looking for something specific in particular based on what they want, based on their desire. So there's also an emotional connection that happens there because this thing is stopping them from getting them where they want to be, from living the life that they want, from having the business that they want, depending on how you help people. So you have to understand what is that specific outcome that you help them reach. So again, it's not about what you know they need, it's about what they want and speaking to that. And so the third question is, why are they going to choose me over someone else? Now, I am not about comparison at all. I don't believe that we are competing with each other because we all, even when we do something similar, let's say you're watching this and you're like, I'm a brand strategist too, which is amazing because you're going to do it a different way than I do it. Even though the foundational pieces might be the same, my story, my experience, the things that I've overcome. I'm bringing a different perspective and a different point of view, and so will you be. And so you need to remember that for your clients too, that when you don't share your perspective, when you're not sharing what you've overcome, when you're not sharing your point of view and how you see things and your approach, then the right people, it makes it harder for them to find you and to decide to work with you because there's so much information out there, right? There's so many. I mean, we can Google, we can chat, we can AI, everything, but it's not bringing that human touch, that heart, that soul, that spirit, the light that you carry that is for certain group of people. They need to see it because they're in their struggle right now and you are blocking their blessing. You are blocking their answer when you don't show up with what you carry. And when I'm working with clients, there's a lot of them have a fear, right? And it's normal. We have a fear of, I don't want to push other people aside when I know I can also help them. But the thing is, there is a very specific group of people that you are here to help. And yes, can we help everybody with what we do? Yes. But then those people aren't seeing themselves in your content, in your message, in your whatever touch point they are connecting with you at. Whether it's online or offline, you should be carrying that same message wherever you go because the message that you carry is going to be it's going to ground you. It's going to help be your North Star to know that this is what I'm here for. And you want to bring in those people who are going to support you in that mission, who are here to be a part of that mission, who are going to be helped, who are going to be, their problems are going to be solved by your mission and by your message and the thing that you carry. And something that I really believe, and this is my message and this is my mission, it's all about identity. And that's why I'm different from other people who do branding because it's not about your niche. It's not about your content. It's about you. It's about who you are. And that's what a personal brand is. When you're building a personal brand, it is about who you are and not what you do. because who you are is the thing that builds trust. When people understand where you're coming from, who you are, what your story is, that is going to build trust. Because, like I said before, there's so many people who do what you do, but if you're not sharing your perspective and your story and your point of view and your approach, then it's going to be so much easier you're going to just blend in with everybody else who is doing a similar thing to you. And you need to find your people. You need to find the people that you get fired up about working with, just like I do. I get so fired up and I'm so blessed to be working with the people that I get to work with because it's such a pleasure. I feel so aligned and I feel so good. And I know that I'm in the right place. And so I want that for you. I want you to know that I'm in the right place. I'm on the right path. And that comes from understanding what your message is and not being distracted by all the shiny objects, right? Because a shiny object you think is an answer, but what's the question? What's the question? Do we ever stop to actually ask ourselves the questions? Or are we too busy just going, trying to find the answer here, trying to find the answer here, but we never stop to ask ourselves, wait, what was the question? So today I've given you 3 questions to ask yourself to make sure that you are walking aligned in your business and that you're building a business and you're building a personal brand that is compromise free. So when you really feel aligned and you feel like you know what your message is, those shiny objects are going to stop looking so shiny because you're going to know this is for me. That isn't for me. And that's what you want. You want to be able to become an intentional decision maker. And I know that because you are heart led, sometimes it's hard to be bold, right? We feel like almost that we can't be bold, but there is a boldness in love. There is a boldness when you speak from the heart because it takes courage. It takes courage to speak from the heart and to share what it is that you have to say and that you carry. And it's so important that you know that it's not about what your value isn't about what you do. Your value and your worth is in who you are because you are loved, you are accepted, and you have something that somebody needs. That's why you started your business. And I hope that you remember that and don't forget that there's people out there who need what you have, but you have to show up and you have to say it. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope that you know that you don't have to chase shiny objects because you're searching for solid ground. And the solid ground is your message. Once you can connect to that, it will be your North Star. It will be the thing that guides you, and it'll be the thing that keeps you grounded. It'll be like hitting home, hitting refresh, and it'll be like, yes, this is who I've been called to help, and this is what I've been called to do, and this is who I am. And I'm becoming more of who I've been created to be. So, just to remind you that you're not broken, you're not unfocused. You are just unclear. But clarity can come. You can get clarity from taking the right intentional steps towards where you feel called and towards the people you are here to help. So if you're feeling like, I'm not sure if my brand is actually landing correctly to the right people, I have a solution for you. Just check the description and you can have the link to my brand clarity assessment quiz. It's a quiz that will let you know the exact next step you should be taking and the things that you should be working on right now in your brand to get you closer to working with the right people, to feeling aligned and building the brand without compromise that you are here to build. So thank you so much for joining. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all the things that you need to do. And of course, like I always say, I hope that you live with heart, lead with purpose, and do both compromise free. So until next time, bye.